Howdy doody, my name is Susie, and today I thought I would share with you a really simple recipe on making a shrub. And a shrub is simply a vinegar drink. It takes equal parts of vinegar, sweetener, and a fruit. And you combine those together, shake them up in a jar, and in 2 to 3 days, you've got the most delicious fruit concentrate that you can add to a glass of still water or sparkling water, and it turns into a really fantastic drink. So this drink is not new, or I'm not inventing it. This goes back to the Roman and the Babylonian days. And shrubs have been used throughout history in a variety of ways. They used it in Victorian days in order to help fight off scurvy. Although I think maybe the tonic that they were using maybe had more to do with the fruit that they were using in the vitamin C than maybe the vinegar. These drinks have a whole long history, and today we're just making them because they're a healthy alternative to maybe the store-bought soda pops, and they're really, really good, and they're easy to make. All we're going to need, like I said, are the 3 ingredients, and this really turns out so delicious. So all you have to have is a jar, and then pick your fruits. You're going to need, I'm making 3 cups. I'm going to be using 1 cup of each of the ingredients. So I'm going to start off by using 1 cup of, this is my homemade apple cider vinegar. Raw apple cider vinegar is a probiotic food because it's going through the fermentation process. Just like any of the other foods that you have that are fermented are probiotic, like sauerkraut or kimchi, which I'm currently making another batch. And you guys should really try making this apple cider vinegar. It virtually costs you nothing. You're making it from fruit scraps. Use vinegar for hair rinse, skin. You can use it for foot bath. You can use it as a cleanser. You can use it on your salads, obviously, and now you can also use it as a drink. I've actually got more apple cider vinegar brewing right now, so I'll show you what that looks like. It's beginning to smell like beer. In the dark. The tray is a good idea just in case your vinegar spills over. That's it. And like I said, you can switch out the vinegar for different flavors, but as you progress, maybe you just want to make these drinks purely for the flavor, then you could definitely try them out with different vinegars. And some of the other vinegars that you may want to try are rice vinegar. You could try a little bit of balsamic vinegar, although that's very strong. So keep in mind, the flavor of the vinegar is obviously going to impact the shrub at the end. And apple cider vinegar is somewhat sweet, and it's a mild vinegar, so it's perfect for this. Strong. So you wouldn't want to use pure white vinegar. I don't think that that would taste very good. It would be too sharp a flavor. And then you're just going to choose whatever fruit that you like. Now, I find that the dark berries, and these are my frozen mulberries from last year. The darker the berry, it seems to be more flavorful. So something like strawberries are not going to have the same intensity of flavor unless your strawberries are super, super ripe. And then a cup of the fruit of your choice. Now, I've been making, and this is my mulberry shrub, which I've been making because I've got all these mulberries in my freezer. And this is the perfect time to do it. It's the middle of winter. It's a great way to get a little boost of some vitamins and the probiotics from the vinegar. So then you're just going to add your cup, and I know oh, here it is. Add your cup of berries to it. And I added my berries, they were actually even frozen, it doesn't matter. And then you want your cup of sweetener. Now, obviously, if you're trying to make something that's healthy, you want to try and use something like honey, maple syrup, or another sweetener of that source. I'm using organic sugar cane, and the reason I'm using the sugar cane is because it really doesn't impact the flavor of the fruit. So when I'm using the sugar cane, I'm getting a pure mulberry flavor, whereas when I use the honey and the maple syrup, etc., it does impact the end result. It impacts the flavor of the shrub. They're all delicious, but it's really just your preference. So in this case, I'm just going to add my 1 cup of sugar. Like I said, it's organic sugar cane, so at least it's a little bit better. So I've got a third, a third, a third. Equal parts. Then you're going to mix it up, and you just want to shake it up to dissolve some of that sugar. So it's going to look like this. Throw it in your fridge, and at the end of 3 days, it's going to look like this. So you can see how, I've already drank some of it, that's why there isn't as much, but you can see the depth of color between one and the other, I should say. So at the end of the 3 days, you can come in and strain the shrub. So I just recycle all these cute little bottles and strain your shrub. Now you don't have to strain it, you can leave the fruit in. I've left this in the fridge for 6 days. Yeah, it still smells fantastic. It's just gonna keep acquiring that fruit flavor. And the other thing is that's recommended is that you crush your fruit before adding your other ingredients. Now, because I'm using berries, mulberries that is, I didn't want to crush the fruit because I want to be able to use the fruit whole in muffins, or it's great tossed on salads, over ice cream, on yogurt. I can add it to oatmeal. So there's a lot of options. I mean, you could certainly, even if you did crush it, it would become just mushy fruit, which you could still add. So you can see how dark and beautiful that color is. And now we're gonna make a drink. And this really is so easy, and you only need about an ounce because this becomes like a juice concentrate, and you can just add plain water to your glass. I like it bubbly. Look how fantastic that is. And it's just like a little healthy instead of your soda drinks. This just becomes a really nice, healthy alternative. Let's see what it tastes like. I know what it tastes like. It's just a delicious drink. Now you can add more or less depending on your own taste. And the only other thing, and there are a myriad of combinations that you can use to create really unique flavors. This is also really trendy for mixologers or bartenders. It makes excellent drinks, cocktail drinks. So you can try it on that. But so there are so many different combinations of fruits and herbs that you can use to create all kinds of really delicious and different drinks. So don't be limited to just the berries and the sugar and the apple cider vinegar. You can certainly switch it up with the fruit and introduce some other things like maybe watermelon and mint and maple syrup, or try peach, honey, and cinnamon, or cardamom would be great. So check online. There's so many different combinations that you can get inspired and create these beautiful fruit concentrates that honestly are just too delicious not to drink. You can have it as a juice, you can have it as a mocktail, or you can have it as a cocktail. That'll be my next drink. Cheers!